Alright, first video, here we go. My name's Brett, I'm 31 years old. I was born with something called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Basically, half of my heart didn't develop, and I had 3 open heart surgeries before the age of 3. I lived a pretty normal life though. You know, I played sports, I partied, I did plumbing, I did electrical, I cooked, I did everything normal. I never really let it affect me. I never really let it bother me. I was restricted in some things. You know, I couldn't play football. Couldn't go on roller coasters, which that doesn't bother me, I'm fine with that. But you know, I was doing great in life. I was actually doing putting solar panels on roofs, and that was a great time. I loved that. But in 2022, I was diagnosed with heart failure, and that just completely changed everything. That put my life upside down, because it was a matter like that. It was one day I was good, and the next day, you know, my oxygen level dropped, and I was feeling crappy, and you know, I went to the hospital, and they told me that my heart was going into failure. So I don't know. The past few years have been really rough. Have been the hardest years of my life, for sure. And at first I was, you know, I was excited to get on the heart transplant list and get moving with life and take care of myself. And then I don't know, I was tired. I didn't want to do it anymore. I looked at it like I lived 30 at the time. I was 29. I lived 30 good years, you know. That's great for me. I was happy with that. I was okay with dying, which is hard to say, but that's the truth. And because of that, I stopped taking care of myself, you know. Started smoking weed, just stopped eating healthy, you know, just because I was on a sodium restriction and liquid restriction diet, and I just wasn't following those rules, and I was not taking care of myself, and because of that I got taken off the transplant list, which was really difficult, because at that point I just felt like I let everyone down, and that was hard. Family, friends, I felt like everyone was disappointed in me, but they just didn't really say it. They were kind of like, well, he's you know, he's doing his own thing. And my own thing wasn't the best thing. So, yeah, got taken off the list in December. Or January. But since December, I've been doing much better. I quit smoking weed. I take care of myself. I work out. I eat healthy. You know, I drink the amount of liquids that I'm supposed to, which is 60 ounces, 64 ounces a day. I go over that a little bit sometimes, but that's just because I'm a thirsty boy. But yeah, I'm taking care of myself, and you know, it took me a year and a half to really answer the question of, do I want this? You know, do I want a heart transplant? Do I want to continue? Do I want to adventure? You know, and I was curious. I was curious with life. You know, I got to a point where I really wanted it. Like, I wanted it. Because at first, the doctors wanted it. My family wanted it. There was no question of, hey, Brett, do you want a heart transplant? It was, hey, Brett, you're getting a heart transplant. So I really had to ask myself that question. And I finally got the answer. And, you know, part of that is loving yourself, which is extremely hard to do. And I did not love. The first time I loved myself was this year. And that's just weird to say, because I loved the idea of me. You know, I loved the idea of some kid overcoming half a heart and killing it in life. I looked up to myself. I was very cocky and arrogant, because who wouldn't be in my situation, you know? I was killing it at the gym, I was killing it at work, I was killing it in relationships, I was doing everything great, and it just, everything came tumbling down, and it put a shift in my reality of okay, maybe I'm not that great, you know, maybe I'm just a weak little person, which is normal. But I wasn't a weak little person, you know, I was just going through something tough, and I don't know. I just think, you know, even in your lowest moments, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to love yourself, and you have to realize that you're worthy, and be grateful for everything around you. And even in the situation that I'm in, I'm still really grateful. I can walk, I can talk, I can go out with friends, I can do things, you know, I can still eat good foods. Yeah, I feel like shit sometimes, but I can live my life. And there's a lot of people who can't, and I really have to look at that. But yeah, this YouTube channel basically is me sharing my journey, sharing my experiences. I could have been doing this earlier, but you know, starting now, you know, with updates with the heart transplant. Hopefully I get back on the list in the next few months, and my goal is to get a heart this year. And you know, I just want to talk about difficult things that people are afraid to talk about or just don't talk about, because I know everyone's going through something, but people don't talk about it. People would rather bottle it up and keep it to themselves, which isn't healthy. You know, I think it's good to be open and good to talk to people, and you know, people are there for you. Even, it's crazy, people are there for you, and you don't think about it. But I feel like I could reach out to anyone and they would help me, which is a weird thing, because it's not that I feel like I don't deserve it, but I feel like why? Like I don't know, there's so much negativity in the world, but if you really look around and talk to people, they're willing to help and they're willing to take care of you, and to me that's massive, and I want to repay that, and I want to continue to help people, and I want to help my family and my friends, and you know, be that light, and you know, be strong in this, just so I can help other people who are going through anything. And you know, it's like, yeah, life can be a struggle, but it's not that bad. Like, and I'm not like, it can be bad for some people for sure, but there's always a light to look towards. And you know, I don't know, if you made it this far, thank you. Hopefully I will record maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Kind of use this as a therapy session. I go to therapy, but it would be nice to kind of talk and vent, and you know, maybe other people can share their stories, and we can go from there. So, thank you.